Salutations, YouTube. So, this has been a project that has went on a long time. Finally going to do a video about it. Anyone in the 3D print pew community will realize this is a 3D printed extractor or case ejector for the FGC9. We tried. There was a feed ramp mold, but I couldn't get it to STL. I was having problems. And then this mold I was able to get as an STL. But this is the one I printed. This is the first print I did of it. So we'll set that to the side. And it's pretty robust. I mean, it's real strong. I'm not going to say it isn't. Through many trials and error, I was able to get this one out. This is a CP7 epoxy. It's a two-part epoxy. It's pretty cheap on Amazon. A lot of volume. Don't know about the hardness, but this is what the mold's going to look like. This was this still needs to be, the hole needs to be drilled, and this needs to be cut out to drill to do that. And I mean, it's bendable. I mean, I think it's actually more bendable than the 3D printed one. I know there's a use for this if we could figure this out as a community. I know there's a use for this. This one was inside of a hips, and I used lamelline, or I think is what it's called, the citrus blast, to try to degrade it. And I don't know if it was the hips filament or what exactly went wrong, but I've had nothing but problems out of that. I actually returned the filament because I do have two molds here that had the hips. These are bullet molds with CP7. I'm going to do them the right way, as the file says, with Mold Max. But until I print enough of these to go ahead and mix it and do a whole bunch of pours, I'm not going to open the Mold Max. I don't know how tough this is. I will put lead in it eventually. I have some others here that was just different stuff that I've been trying. But, it's what you do. You experiment and you learn. But this one was printed in just, you can see it. This one was just printed in regular PLA. Just an absolute pain in the rear to try to get off. So I'm going to throw that away. Just wanted to show it. This is the one that I'm going to try to put on my mill. See if we can get her to, match the other one. I guess you could test it. This is PVA. And inside of this is two-part epoxy resin that I got on Amazon. Two-part epoxy resin, and I added, once the full weight was weighed out, I put I think it was 140 grams. I put 14 grams of pure graphite powder in it to harden it. That's why it's black. I just got done taking the tape off. Wrapped this thing up in tape, poured it in this, kind of made that into a sprue. I don't think we're going to get a usable part. You can see there was holes in it. I had when I was sanding it flat in there. And this is the underside, but it did this on the inside of the mold too. There were spots with these little. PVA is not fun to print with. I mean, that right there, you better have a direct drive if you're going to try it, because it's a lot like TPU. It's very flexible, and it does print at pretty high temps. But we're going to go throw this in some hot water, shake it around, let the mold break down, and we'll pick it up after we've got the part out of this mold. There she is in the water, and as soon as that hot water hit it, that was weird. It got real slippery and got real soft. We're going to let it degrade, and we'll show you the part when she gets out of that mold. Well, like I suspected, it failed. You can see the outlines where the holes were in the mold. It kind of just filled up in there. It's still very tough. Might as well just break it if you can, because I know it didn't take. You can see the, yeah, it needs a sprue hole. That I need to set this on something. I need to get a pressure gauge so that, like, you could put this in something and then clamp down on it with a vise and see what its busting capacity is. It'd be nice to do that with that too. Just see what it breaks at. I mean, like I said, I have the 3D printed part, so what does it matter, honestly? But yeah, it didn't fill in properly down through the heart. All these extras, it's just too much work to make a viable part out of it. The PVA did dissolve, not perfect. It took more time, but as when I was removing the PVA, I started realizing no, it didn't fill in properly. You could feel the bendiness in it, you know. But whatever Edison said, was it 1,000, 5,000, 10,000? I don't know. I guess it depends on how much you want to embellish the story. I didn't fail, you know, X number of times. I found X number of ways not to make a light bulb. More of a Tesla fan myself, but good quote. I'll take good quotes when they come out. I do like them. But so far with the mold idea, back to the drawing board. I will, when I do get the Mold Max molds, I'll test these when I, you know, fire up my lead melter and have some molds that I know will work. I already have a few molds like double aught buck and 9mm 357. I've got a couple of molds. You know, just gonna wait until I get the Mold Max molds because I want to see how tough them are. Pretty good idea. It's in the file for What About Ammo 2, I believe, on deterrence dispensed. These are the FGC9. Like I said, again, CP7 printed, failed epoxy. I'm working on the FGC9. Here is the barrel. Got the barrel profiled out. Been turning it on the lathe. I started boring it, but the drill bits I were using just weren't good enough to me to. I chewed up a couple of them. It had to keep stepping down on the lathe, but I did buy some good or better bits that should be able to do some machining work on this. Going to try to finish turning out the bore. I'll finish that up. Still got to order the ECM machines, the volt and the water pump, and then 3D print the mandrel and set all that up. That'll be another video, but so far the FGC project is definitely a long, tedious one. Print, shoot, repeat, I guess, shown a Mark II video, I think yesterday, and apparently MAF is selling completed barrels and the bolt carriers. See, here's what I've got so far with the bolts. I'm working on. Still got to get a welder. I got 2 pieces for the bolts and bar stock. There's the holder for it, but I got to get a welder and get to working on that. The FGC9 is not no turn It's definitely not a turnkey. Absolutely not. That is yeah. I mean, I guess if you had a week off and you sat down and you really pushed, yeah, I think you could build one from nothing in a week. But if you're a busy person, it's going to take you just longer, unless you can order the kit with all the parts already done by MAF. Which, hey, MAF, that's where I ordered my you know, ATF ball. So let me ask the ATF ball real quick for the video. I like this thing. It's the FGC9, a valid gun. Ask again in 9 months. Well, I guess they're going to work on regulating it. Can't stop the signal. But anyway, till then, see y'all in the next video.